Now, the Department of Employment and Labour is expected to recruit 20,000 Inspector and Enforcement Interns. That's over 2 years as part of the department's Graduate Internship Programme, which will cater for 10,000 interns annually across the country. The department is calling for all qualifying candidates to apply before the closing date of the 21st of February 2025. We're joined by Acting Director General Viwe Mlenzana, who is going to expand on the conversation. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. A commitment made during Minister Mehta's first 100 days in office is now becoming a reality. How will this process unfold?
Well, firstly, we have advertised these opportunities through the Department of Public Service and Administration, and potential applicants are invited to deposit their interests through that particular website that has been given in our advertisement. So what we are looking at doing is to recruit these graduates, mainly drawn from legal background and also finance background. And in essence, we will then be drawing these particular applications from our system within the Department of Employment and Labour, and also getting them from all of these other websites that have been given in our advertisements. We are hoping that we will conclude this process before the close of this particular month, in as far as the collation and the conducting of the potential candidates, and then we start the process of the interviews.
And of course, it's a move which comes on the back of thousands of inspections your department conducted, which exposed instances of non-compliance, including inadequate health and safety measures. What impact are you hoping to have with this drive as you call upon people to apply and, of course, so you can enforce it?
Well, I think, there are a couple of issues that we're trying to address here. First of all is that, as you rightfully has indicated, we've had some challenges, with certain sectors in South Africa with regards to non-compliance with labor laws. And we are obviously wanting to address these specific issues because at the end of the day, these are the rights that, poor workers have fought for very hard. And they've won this game, so we wouldn't want them to be lost. Secondly, we're also trying to address the issue of unemployment, particularly youth unemployment in South Africa. We think that, this is a small contribution amongst many other initiatives that we are trying to introduce as a department and as government. And we think that, this is a start and certainly not the end. We are bringing in about 10,000 of these interns this year, and then that will be followed up by another 10,000 the following year. And of course, there are many other programs that are currently in the making that are seeking to address unemployment challenges in our country.
When you talk about the thousands of young graduates who will get the opportunity to get this practical on-the-job experience, you've made mention to me that you're talking about people in the finance areas and the law. Are you looking for people with degrees? Are you looking for people with experience? I mean, how are you differentiating the two?
Well, so it's not necessarily degrees. It's mainly tertiary qualification. It could be a degree, it could be a diploma. And also experience is not a requirement for these particular opportunities. The idea behind what we're trying to do as well is to enable these young people to gain work experience. I mean, you and I know very well that many employers out there do insist on a certain level and certain amount of work experience before they can consider candidates for full-time employment. We've got quite a number of these public employment programs that have proved to be useful, in the recent past. And, research indicates that, those that go through programs like these stand a far better chance of being employed by those employers that are looking for people with a bit of work experience, as it were. So this is our own little contribution towards addressing some of those challenges.
So with this opportunity, I mean, it's great that you talk about 10,000 being part of this cohort and an additional 10,000 for the next cohort. Is this a program where these young people come out all enthusiastic, do this for a year and then get dumped to only be looking for employment again? Is there sustainability? I mean, what kind of budget have you put aside for this?
Well, so yes, firstly, the program is not 1 year, the program is 2 years. All right, for each cohort, they will be with us for a period of 2 years. And thereafter, we're hoping to absorb some of them, but we're also hoping that some of them will get opportunities within the broader market. We are spending, obviously, a significant amount of money for this because not only does it go towards their actual training, it also goes towards their accommodation in as far as office space is concerned, tools of trade, protective.
How much money have you set aside for this cohort?
Well, we've set aside about 5 billion rand for this.
And with this budget, what skills are these young people going to come out with? And, you know, we've spoken about the different areas. I mean, the different kinds of graduates you're looking for. How will you be placing them to address the problem when it comes to issues of inadequate health and safety problems and so forth?
So firstly, I mean, currently we've got about 2,000 inspectors within our midst. We do think that there's an opportunity to absorb some of these particular colleagues as they come through. We are obviously hoping that they will pick up skills, particularly in terms of enforcement skills, identification of specific non-compliances with labor laws, whether it's occupational health and safety or basic conditions of employment or national minimum wage. So it is specific skills that we're hoping that they'll be able to pick up and be able to identify what are the specific requirements that are required in each and every employer out there. So they will then be able to identify non-compliances. That's one of the key issues that we are hoping that they'll be able to pick up.
And very quickly, before we let you go, what's happening as you and I speak nationwide when it comes to inspections? Surely non-compliance is still prevalent. And, you know, what's being done at the moment with the little resources that you're operating with?
Well, we've got two approaches that we are adopting when it comes to enforcement. Firstly, it is what we call a voluntary, you know, sort of compliance, or at which we were hoping people will then be doing the right thing. Where people don't do the right thing, employers in this instance, we obviously have random, you know, inspections that we conduct as part of what we are doing, as it were. But also we also have tip-offs where we have reports of non-compliances that are coming from the members of the public, and we do then obviously do those raids at those specific times to address those specific issues. But mainly we do also conduct risk-based employment based on our assessment of the pertinent risk in each sector.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us about a fantastic initiative indeed. Speaking there to the Acting Director General, Viwe Mlenzana, about a recruitment drive which the Department of Labour has enforced.